Stephen L. Mullin,
And again, how are you employed?
investigator for the Carroll County Prosecutor's Office.
Investigator Mullin, you've testified in this court proceeding prior to this. Is that correct?
Yes, I have.
And so I want to fast forward to September 21st of 2022. What happened on that day?
I received a phone call from Tony Liggett.
And what was the phone call concerning?
The phone call was from the Tony Liggett. He advised me that he had located some paperwork consisting of a report generated by Lieutenant Doolin about a Richard Allen, saying,
Once you got that information, what did you do next?
I then reached out to Lieutenant Doolin, and spoke with him regarding this information and asked if he had anything additional regarding that information he provided in the report that we had discovered.
And did then Lieutenant Dan Doolin, at that point, forward the information that he had pertaining to Richard Allen onto you?
Yes, he did. He forwarded it to myself and Tony Liggett.
And did you go back and review if anyone had spoke to Richard Allen since Dan Doolin contacted him in 2017?
Yes. We looked carefully to find out if anyone had talked to Richard Allen since the time that Doolin had taken this information, but we found out that no one had spoken with him.
After that, did you review Richard Allen's BMV information?
Yes, we did, and we found that he had 2 vehicles that were registered to him.
Can you describe those vehicles?
One was I think, 2006 Ford 500, and the other was a 2016 black Ford Focus hatchback.
With that information, what did you do next?
Well, we went to the Hoosier Harvestor security video and wanted to see if we could locate either one of those vehicles specifically within that time period specified on Lieutenant Doolin's report that Mr. Allen had told him he had been.
Can you tell me that time frame?
The time period that was specified in the report was around 1:30 p.m. on the 13th.
Prior to that, were you able to obtain any kind of photographs of Richard Allen's vehicles?
Yes.
Tell me about that, please.
So Tony Liggett had stopped at the CVS location where Mr. Allen worked at and had found the vehicle which he drove, identifying it by the license plate number or registration number, and took pictures of it and brought it back out to the Central when we were looking at the Hoosier Harvestor video so that we could see if we could find that vehicle on the video.
I'm gonna show you what's been marked as State's Exhibits 244 and 245. What are those?
This is the picture that Tony Liggett took of Richard Allen's vehicle as it was parked in the parking lot at the CVS parking lot in Delphi.
Do you know when Detective Liggett took these photos?
It was a matter of days, a few days, after we had found the report. I'm not sure if I could say what day it was exactly.
And have you seen these photos prior to court today?
Oh, yes.
And are these the photos Detective Liggett at the time showed you once he completed the photog or photographing that vehicle?
Yes.
Judge, the state would move to admit what's been marked as State's Exhibits 244 and 245. State's Exhibits 244 and 245 offered.
No objection.
All right. Without objection, 244 and 245 are admitted.
And would ask to publish those to the jury, Judge, please.
You may.
Once you obtained those photos, what did you do next?
Well, as I said, we went back and looked at the Hoosier Harvestor video to see if we could find a vehicle matching that description in the basic time area, zone, of that time period that Lieutenant Doolin had specified in his report.
What time period did you look at on the video?
I looked from noon, or before that even, until sometime around 1 o'clock and beyond that.
And on that footage, were you able to find a vehicle that matched that description?
Yes, I did.
When did you see that vehicle come into frame on that video?
The vehicle was seen entering the frame of the area between where? Well, at the edge at the Hoosier Harvestor security video, which started on County Road 300 North, entering the frame around 1:27 p.m. on the 13th, and I believe.
Judge, it's a little bit late perhaps, but I wanted to object to the form of the question. or at least ask preliminary questions, if I may.
What about the form of the question?
I'll strike that and ask a preliminary question.
You may.
Thank you. A minute ago, the prosecutor asked you if you saw a vehicle that matched the vehicle on the Hoosier Harvestor, that you think is Richard Allen's vehicle, is that correct?
I believe so, yes.
But that's just your opinion that it matched, is that correct?
Yes, it's my opinion based on facts concerning how the vehicle appears, characteristics, descriptions, shape, size, time period when it was there, yes.
It's your opinion, you don't know that it's an actual match.
I believe it is.
Okay. I understand that's what your belief is, but I'm asking you don't know that it's a match.
I believe that it is.
I'm gonna object to the question being formed that this is a match. I think the proper way is that you believe that this is a match, that is your opinion.
Any response?
Judge, my only response is that I believe Investigator Mullin can testify about his opinions as to whether or not the vehicle he sees on the Hoosier Harvestor video matches the description of Richard Allen's vehicle, and so I would ask the court to allow me to ask that question. He can testify as to his opinion.
Overruled.
Investigator Mullin, I'm gonna show you what have been marked as State's Exhibits 233 through 242.
Yes.
I want you to describe what those exhibits are.
These exhibits here show a kind of frame-by-frame or second-by-second of the vehicle belonging to Mr. Allen that traveled past the...
Objection to his characterization. Did you just say it was Mr. Allen's?
I did.
I would object to that.
Refer to it as a vehicle.
Yes, Your Honor. The vehicle as it passes the camera from second by second. Well, I think 9 seconds. From 1 hour 27 minutes and 35 seconds to 1 hour 27 minutes and 44 seconds.
And these progression of photos, they show the vehicle entering from which direction?
The vehicle enters from the east and travels to the west until it disappears off the camera frame.
And do these series of photos show that vehicle as it travels from EAST to?
Yes, it does.
And where are these photos taken from?
These photos are taken from the Hoosier Harvestor video camera, the security camera, which is located on the west side of the Hoosier Harvestor building.
Judge, STA would move to admit what's been marked as State's Exhibits 233 through 242. State's Exhibits 233 through 242 offered.
No objection.
Without objection, 233 to 242 are admitted. State's Exhibits 233 through 242 admitted.
I'm gonna show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 243. Can you describe what that is?
This is a close-up to a little bit closer view of the vehicle as it is traveling on 300 North that shows.
And where is that picture from?
It is taken from the Hoosier Harvestor security camera.
And it's a zoomed-in version of the vehicle that you see?
Yes, it is zoomed in.
Judge, the state would move to admit what's been marked as State's Exhibit 243. State's Exhibit 243 offered.
No objection.
All right. Without objection, 243 is admitted.
And then would ask to publish those set of exhibits to the jury. I've got them in one packet for ease of handling.
Okay. You may.
Thank you. Judge State's Exhibits 233 through 243 published. Did everyone on the jury get one packet and one photo?
You may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Investigator Mullin, I'm gonna ask you to approach the map for a moment, please. And can you explain for the jury? Thank you. Can you show the jury on the map which direction the vehicle was headed?
The vehicle that was depicted in the picture is headed this direction. I can show.
That's fine, go ahead.
Show that it's traveling in front of the Hoosier Harvestor. It appears here, indicates, and then travels west on County Road 300 North. I think it disappears somewhere in this vicinity. Indicates.
And you're able to tell from the time on the Hoosier Harvestor security footage when that vehicle was traveling on that road. Is that correct?
Yes.
And what was the time that it entered the spectrum of view of the security camera?
According to the security camera footage, again the camera, that's time.
Nope, that's fine. Go ahead and have a seat back at the witness stand, please. Investigator Mullin, you believe the V or do you believe the vehicle that's in the Hoosier Harvestor video at that time matches the description of Richard Allen's vehicle?
I do.
I'm gonna show you again what's been admitted into evidence as State's Exhibits 244, 245, which are the pictures of Richard Allen's vehicle at CVS, and then State's Exhibit 243, which is the blown-up picture of the vehicle from the Hoosier Harvestor surveillance video. Will you take a look at those three photographs, please?
Yes.
Now, is it fair to say in the Hoosier Harvestor video, you can't see the license plate of the vehicle that's on the video?
Yes, that is correct.
You also can't see the identification or the VIN number of the vehicle. Is that correct?
That's correct.
You also can't see the driver. Is that correct?
That is correct. You cannot see the driver.
What distinctive characteristics from Richard Allen's vehicle leads you to believe that the vehicle in the Hoosier Harvestor video is his vehicle?
I think I could start, first of all, by detailing that the general shape and
what other features?
Other features that I'd like to talk LK about are the rims and wheels on the vehicle. If you'll notice, at the picture that shows the vehicle parked at the CVS parking lot, the vehicle has a black sports type rim, which have spokes on the rim, which make it possible to be able to see daylight through the other side. This is important because when you look at the vehicle depicted on the Hoosier Harvestor video, you can see daylight coming through from the other side of the vehicle as it's traveling westward on County Road 300 North.
The time that you see the vehicle on the Hoosier Harvestor video, is that also significant?
It is.
Why is that?
In Lieutenant Doolin's report, he detailed that Mr. Allen told him that the vehicle had arrived at the location where he said he parked at, which would be the CPS building, or as they described it, at the Farm Bureau building, at about 1:30. The vehicle depicted in the security video shows it at almost 1:30, which would be 1:27 p.m.
And just for clarity, I'm not gonna ask you to step down here. I'm gonna try to make this go a little quicker. Where on the map that you see depicted, which is State's Exhibit 5, is the old CPS building or the Farm Bureau building?
If you look at I think the left-hand portion of the MAP and about.
Is it this building here? Indicates
Hoosier Heartland Highway, and yes, it's if you'll point to it again, I'm sorry.
This building here? Indicates
that building right there.
Okay. After you gathered this information, what did you do next?
Well, naturally, we followed upon this information. We wanted to talk with Mr. Allen, so we drove to the location Mr. Allen's residence is at, which is 1967 Whiteman Drive located in Delphi off of County Road 200 North.
Do you know what date you did that?
Yes, we did, I do. We talked to him or made the arrangements to do this, and did it on October the 13th of 2022.
And did you drive to his residence?
I did.
Did you make contact with Richard Allen?
Yes. We knocked on the front door, he came and answered the door, and we spoke with him at his residence.
And I may have missed this, but who were you with?
Tony Liggett, now Sheriff Tony Liggett.
And once you spoke to Richard Allen at his residence, what happened next?
We advised Mr. Allen we wanted to ask him questions concerning our investigation. We specified what the investigation was about. We advised Mr.
Was he put in handcuffs?
No, he was not handcuffed and he was in plain clothes. We were in plain clothes, as well, too.
Did you transport him in a police vehicle?
I have I think it's a 2014 Buick. That's what I went to pick him up in.
But it's unmarked. Is that correct?
It was unmarked and it's not necessarily, in any way, interpreted to be a police car.
And what happened next?
Once at the location where we were at, in the interview room, I advised him of his rights in accordance with Miranda and made sure he understood his rights. He said he understood his rights, and we started asking him questions about what happened on February the 13th, 2017.
And what information did you gather from Mr. Allen on that date? February, let me back up. That's a poorly asked question. What information did you gather from Mr. Allen as to his whereabouts and what he did on February 13th of 2017?
In essence, Mr. Allen told us that he had gone to his mother's house, which she lives in Miami County, north of Peru, that morning and had visited with her. He said he was off that day. His wife, Kathy, was working that day as well. He said that he left his mother's house around 11 o'clock to 11:15,
And did he tell you where he parked?
he couldn't remember exactly where he parked at, believe he had, but believed he had parked at an old building at that location.
Did he tell you what time he arrived at the trails?
Mr. Allen said that he had arrived at the trail at 12 o'clock and had left at 1:30 p.m.
And did he tell you where he headed or which direction he was traveling on the trails?
He told us that he had started at the entrance to the trail, or the trailhead, and walked to the high bridge, toward the high bridge, which would be towards the end of the trails.
And did he tell you what happened or what he did when he got to the Mullin High Bridge?
Mr. Allen said that he went out to the bridge and looked at the fish and said he had walked all the way out onto the bridge to at least the first platform.
So I'm gonna ask you to approach the map again, please, and from the information you collected from Richard Allen, can you explain to the jury the route of travel that he took once he got to the trails?
Well, Mr. Allen told us he had started at this location, which he said he parked by old buildings, so we assumed it's this location here, indicates,
And so he would have walked, or he told you that he walked to the Mullin High Bridge.
That's correct.
And he also indicated to you that he had ran into or met 3 girls.
Yes.
Did he indicate where he ran into those girls at?
From what we could tell from his conversation, we believed it was somewhere at the beginning of the trailhead.
And which direction did he tell you which direction the girls were traveling?
They were walking away, and he was walking towards the high bridge. I interpreted that to be he was coming this direction, indicates, and they were walking that way, indicates.
Ask you to have a seat back at the witness stand, please. Did he describe what vehicle he was driving on February 13th of 2017?
He believed it was his 2016 Ford Focus, black Ford Focus.
Is that the same vehicle he had, or let me back up? Is that the same vehicle that he had in 2022?
Yes.
Did he recall the route that he took to get to the trailhead?
He possibly believed that he had gone through the country, wasn't sure. He said normally he goes to the trail through the city, but may have gone through.
And I'm gonna ask you to approach the map again. For the record, we're looking at State's Exhibit 5. Again, point out the trailhead on the map, please.
The trailhead is here, indicates.
And where you're familiar with where Richard Allen lived.
Yes.
You went to his house to pick him up?
Yes, I did.
Where does he live?
Well, it's not pictured on the map, so the best coordinates I could give you would be probably down in this area here, south of the location.
Indicates.
And he told you that he possibly went through the city or through the country. Is that correct?
That's right.
And did you build upon what he meant by those 2 descriptions?
Yes.
And so what would be show the jury what would be the city way to the trailhead?
Well, the best way to describe it to you with this map would be showing you that if he came through the city, he would have traveled on what? This is called East Main Street to County Road 300 North, which is this road that goes around and underneath the Hoosier Heartland Highway. That's the city route.
What about the county route?
Oh, there's another way too.
Well, let's just focus on what about the country route.
The country route would have taken him from his residence, traveling east on County Road 200 North, out into the country and about in here. It's not shown. This REA indicates, and over to 300 North and back towards the parking area.
And which road would he have come in on had he taken the country route?
He would have come in off of 300 North.
And would he have passed if he had taken that route? Would he have passed the Hoosier Harvestor business?
In order to get to this location, he would have had to go past the Hoosier Harvestor security cameras.
Okay. I'll have you have a seat back at the witness stand, please. And did he give you an indication of how long he was out on the trails?
I believe he estimated somewhere around an hour.
And once he left the trails, what did he do? Or did he tell you what he did?
He told us. I think I asked the question what precipitated him making the report to the police about, that he had been out to the trail, and he told us that he had told his wife that he had been out on the trails the day the girls had become missing, and...
Did he describe to you what he was wearing that day?
Yes. He said he wearing a either black or blue Carhartt jacket, blue jeans, a skull cap, and military style boots or tennis shoes.
Did he indicate that after he saw the three girls, whether or not he saw?
Mr. Allen said that he didn't recall seeing anybody else out on the trails.
Did he describe how the three girls looked?
He said that one of the girls appeared to be older and maybe babysitting the other two. The other two were younger.
Did you ask him to look through his phone?
Yes, I did.
And did he agree?
At first, Mr. Allen agreed to allow us to look into his phone. He even gave us his passcode, but then he changed his mind.
Did you then continue to question him?
At some point, Mr. Allen became agitated with Sheriff Liggett and I, and he terminated the interview by walking out of the room.
Prior to him leaving the room, did he recall what information he'd given to Lieutenant Doolin at the time about when he was out on the trails?
He could not recall exactly what information he had given to Lieutenant Doolin about what time he had been out on the trails. He wanted, He said he didn't believe he was out there as late as 3:30 p.m.
Did you show a picture of what we've commonly referred to as Bridge Guy?
I did.
Did you ask him if that picture was of him?
I asked him. The question was that I posed to him. In essence, was we needed to work out if the person depicted in the picture of Bridge Guy was him. And his response was strange, odd. He said if the picture was taken with the girl's camera, there's no way it could be him.
And then the interview was terminated. Is that correct?
Somewhere after that, he left the room, yes.
After the interview was terminated, what happened next?
We gave Mr. Allen a ride back to his residence and then began the process, with the information we had accumulated at that point, to get a search warrant for his house.
And was his house searched?
It was.
Were you able to confirm, I think I've asked you this, but I can't remember. Were you able to confirm that the black Ford Focus, that he owned the vehicle back in 2017?
Yes.
How were you able to confirm that?
When we were initially at Mr. Allen's residence, before he came to the police department or our investigation center to talk with us, we asked him questions about the car. It was parked in his garage. He said that the car had been purchased when it was new in 2016 by him.
I don't have any other questions, Judge.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go ahead and take our lunch break. While you're outside the courtroom, please keep your minds open. Please don't form any opinions or conclusions about anything. You may discuss the evidence, folks, we're working here. Please be quiet. Thank you. Forgot where I was. You may talk about the evidence that you've heard so far, but please, only do that if all 16 of you are present in the jury room at the same time, and then, please, don't deliberate. Gentlemen.
All rise.
Jury out at 12:08 p.m.
All right. We'll resume at 1:30. Jody, you can go off the record.
Off record at 12:09 p.m. On record at 1:30 p.m.
Okay. Are we ready to bring the jury back in?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
All rise.
Jury in at 1:32 p.m.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you, gentlemen. You may proceed with your cross, Mr. Baldwin.
Thank you. You are so desperate in needing Richard Allen's car to be heading west on 300 North, to be his car, that right before lunch, you lied to this jury.
I object to the form of the question, Judge.
Sustained.
You testified to this jury under oath that Rick told you in that October 13th interview that he possibly drove the country route westbound on February 13th. That's what you testified to under oath before lunch.
Is there a question?
Answer the question.
What's the question?
Did you testify under oath before lunch that Rick Allen, at your October 13th interview, told you that he possibly drove the country route west on 300 North when you interviewed him?
Yes.
And that's the impression you wanted this jury to have.
Objection, Judge, to the form of the question.
Sustained.
Richard Allen's videotape is available for this jury to watch, isn't it?
I'm not sure if I understand your question.
You don't understand my question.
Which videotape are you talking about, sir?
The videotaped interview from October 13th, 2022.
Yes.
And they, then, could see Rick's actual words and his body language and everything that was going on in that interview, correct?
Yes.
But we have to trust your words.
Objection, Judge, form of the question.
Sustained.
I'm gonna hand you the transcript of Richard Allen, October 13th, 2022, interview. I'd like you to point out to me and the jury where it is that Richard Allen says that he may have gone west on 300 North on February 13th, 2017, and let me know when you find it.
Mr. Baldwin, I'm having a trouble locating it, but I can tell you what I'm looking for is where he told us he had driven by the Mears Intra-NCE, and was talking about seeing vehicles there.
Was that a question?
Just a statement.
My question is not about that, it's about whether or not, well, strike that. I'm asking you to find where it is that you said, that you testified under oath before lunch that Rick Allen told you he went westbound. He may have gone westbound on 300, that's what I'm asking you to find.
So Mr. Allen reported that he had gone past the High Bridge entrance, which is also covered at the Mears entrance, and so he said.
What page are you on?
Page 45, I believe, yes, said there were a couple of vehicles there and may have. He thinks one of them was a sedan, he wasn't sure when he passed, and that's what he was referring to, having possibly gone that direction. Yes, that was my interpretation of possibly saying that.
He also told you that he went his normal route, which is really his only route, through town, eastbound on.
Judge, I'm gonna object to the form of the question. Mr. Baldwin's imputing his own opinion into the questions. He's forming questions. His only route. I'm just objecting to the form of the questions, Judge.
Sustained on the form of the questions.
When Richard Allen wasn't telling you the typical route that you wanted him to take.
I'm gonna object to the form of the question again, Judge.
Sustained.
You were trying to find out if Richard Allen's vehicle was the same vehicle that was headed westbound.
I think it's upside down, sir.
You're trying to find out if that was Richard Allen's vehicle when you were interviewing him, correct?
We had already surmised it was his vehicle, but yes, it was nice to have him say that's his.
You surmised that it's his vehicle?
Affirmative response.
That's my surmising that you have. You're trying to figure out if it actually was his vehicle, correct?
We would like for him to been able to confirm that.
And then go to page 35, if you want to go back to 34 for context, that's fine, 34, 35, 36, read those and tell me when you're done.
From the top?
Just read it to yourself. I'll have some questions about it.
Okay.
You asked him very particularly, what day, which way do you think that you would have traveled to get to this building that particular day? Do you remember? You asked him that, correct?
Yes.
And he said, the loop around, which is in town.
Judge, can we approach?
Sure.
Sidebar conference conducted.
Judge, I guess I don't with what we're doing. He's trying to impeach what he's saying, but use a deposition. But it seems like you're wanting, inaudible, to testify using the deposition. That's not the proper way to impeach a witness at trial.
What are you trying to do? If you're trying to impeach him, then use the deposition, but using this is not proper impeachment. This is his statement, your client's statements.
Well, he misled the jury in what he said, and I'm trying to show that he misled the jury with what he said when he testified that Richard Allen said that he may have gone this way, but Richard Allen actually told him, I didn't go that way.
WL, you can ask him. I don't have a problem with you asking him these questions. But this other thing where you're using the transcript, you're having him read from the transcript.
And that's improper.
And you're trying to impeach him.
That's improper.
All right.
Sidebar conference concluded.
Richard Allen told you that he took the loop, which is 300 northeastbound. That's what he told you, isn't it?
Mr. Allen, if I remember right, said he had possibly gone around the other.
I'm not gonna have you go through and look for that again, but my questions is, when you asked him on that particular day, which route did you take, he told you he took the loop that takes you 300 north headed east.
He said that was one possible route that he took, yes.
Look at page 35, line 15 through 18. And I haven't done this the proper way. You were deposed by me and Brad Rossi, correct?
Yes.
And that was on October the 13th, you interviewed Richard Allen. You're the one that was in the interview room with Richard Allen on October the 13th, 2022, correct?
Yes, I was.
So you're familiar with this document?
Yes. Which are you referring to, sir?
Line 15 through 18.
Go ahead.
So you asked Richard Allen, on that particular day, which route did you take? And he said, the one that loops around, which would be 300 north headed east.
Judge, I'm gonna object. He's imputing facts into the question that are just inaccurate, and so I'd object to the form of the question.
Sustained.
You asked Richard Allen, later, after that area we just talked about, was there any other way that you drove? Do you remember asking him that?
Yes.
And you asked him that because, right before that, he had told you in the video when he was pointing that he had gone through town and down 300 north headed east, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that was the first thing he told you, and then, when he didn't tell you he was headed westbound, you said, did you take another way? That's what you asked him, correct?
I'd have to look at it, but possibly.
Page 36, lines 3 through 5.
Yes, I'm familiar now.
Yeah.
The question is?
You asked him, is it possible you had gone a different way?
Judge, object. Again, the form of the question. He's misquoting what questions are being asked in the interview, and he's putting in his own words. He's forming them the way he wants them formed. Those are not the questions that are asked in the interview. We have the transcript. He can read from the transcript what the questions are.
I'll do that.
Sustained.
You asked Rick Allen, was it ever an occasion where you might have gone?
If that's what you read accurately from the record, yes.
And reason you asked him that question was because he had told you earlier, as we just established, that he had headed eastbound on 300 north.
I'm gonna object again, Judge. He's imputing facts into the question that are just not true.
Sustained.
He testified to that under oath just a second ago, Judge.
Your question is what he's objecting to, which is what I've sustained.
And then you asked Mr. Allen a second time, page 36, lines 19 through 25, you attempted a second time to find out from Richard Allen that he rode west.
Objection, Judge, asked and answered.
Overruled.
Page 36?
Yes, 19 through 25.
Yes, I did. Should I ask? I should ask the question again. What was the question?
There wasn't. You attempted a second time to ask Rick whether he rode west, if he took another route of travel on February 13th.
Yes, I did.
And ultimately, he told you that if you were going to the park, to the Mullin High Bridge Park, he would go through town, isn't that right? Page 37, line 18.
That's not how I interpret what he's saying.
Well, you cut him off very quickly there, did you not? Richard Allen said, if we were going there, we would go through town, and...
Judge, again, I object to the form of the question. He's reading the transcript into the record, and I'm not sure that that's a proper way to use a transcript.
Sustained.
Words matter, would you agree?
Yes.
Words in a report.
Yes.
Matter. Words on the stand matter, would you agree?
Yes.
And especially when those words impact the timeline in a case like this.
Is that a question?
Can words impact the way that a timeline is detailed or described in a case like this?
Yes.
You told me, well, strike that. Richard took the scenic route when he was traveling that way. Is that true? Did you say, tell me that he took the scenic route when he traveled that way?
That was my interpretation of what he said, yes.
Do you think if I asked you to look at that transcript of your test, of your October 13th, 2017, interrogation of Richard Allen that it would show that he said that?
Judge, I'm gonna object to the form of the question. I'm gonna object to the form of the question, Judge.
Sustained.
Richard Allen also told you that he could have been driving his gray car on that day, didn't he?
He did at the beginning, yes.
Did he change his mind by the end?
I believe he did.
You believe, is that an interpretation or is that?
Interpretation, yes.
You didn't tell the jury that on your direct examination, that, oh, Richard Allen also told me he might be driving his gray car, did you?
I did not.
You also told the jury, and you looked at them as you did, it was weird that Richard Allen said, if there's a picture taken with the girl's phone, it's not me. Remember testifying to that?
I do.
But what you failed to tell the jury is that he was responding to your question, is that you? Right?
I think I mentioned that.
For your theory to work, Richard Allen's car had to be at the CPS lot between 1:30 p.m. and 4 p.m., is that correct?
I'm not sure if I understand the question, sir.
Your theory is that Richard Allen's car was at the CPS lot between 1:30 p.m. and 4 p.m., right?
That is what we believe, yes.
Was there anything in your investigation that contradicts that Rick's car was at the CPS lot between 1:30 and 4 p.m.?
Not that I'm aware of.
You ever heard of a lady named Betsy Blair?
Yes.
Does this look like a 1965 Mercury comet to you?
No.
Judge, I'm gonna object. He's asking him questions about evidence that has not been put into the record at this point.
Has it been introduced?
Yes. This is, I'm sorry, this exhibit, we either marked it as 244 or 245.
Can we?
Judge, may we approach?
Yeah, come on up.
Sidebar conference conducted.
She was inaudible. They'll just recall Betsy Blair.
Inaudible.
Okay.
I'm not asking.
So that's my problem, Judge.
I'm not asking if Betsy Blair said that, I'm asking if that looks like it.
Well, you're implying, 'cause you said, is this have?
Well, Judge, I could also ask if it looks like a Corvette. I mean, I could ask a ton of questions. I'm asking if it looks like this. It's a yes or no.
I don't know, inaudible.
Assuming facts not in evidence.
That's my problem. Once Betsy Blair testifies to that, inaudible. We don't know what she's gonna say at this point, and what she testifies to.
Sustained.
Sidebar conference concluded.
Were you the law enforcement officer that was in charge of the evidence that was lost back in February of 2017?
Judge, I'm gonna object. It's outside the scope of direct.
Sustained.
No other questions.
Mr. McClelland.
Investigator Mullin, when you were testifying on direct and I would ask you questions, were you giving me direct quotes from Richard Allen?
Not necessarily.
I don't have any other questions.
Mr. Baldwin.
No, Judge. Thank you.
Does anybody on the jury have any questions for Investigator Mullin? Gentlemen.
Sidebar conference conducted.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I think I said this before. I think jurors are reading our lips as we talk over here.
Oh, yeah.
Did you investigate how many black Ford Focus 2016 vehicles were registered to anyone in the Carroll County zip codes?
Good.
That's fine.
Were you in an interview with Mr. Allen when he stated he didn't remember which way he took to the trails?
Okay.
Yeah.
One more.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Did you run registrations for other 2016 black Ford Focuses in Carroll County at the time of the homicide to find out who else might be? Is that kind of the same thing?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it is exactly the same thing. This one is a follow-up. If so, were there any?
I'm okay if you want to ask that as a follow-up to the first one,
Yeah.
instead of waiting till the end.
And if there was, did you contact those people in regard to their whereabouts on February 13, 17?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you look to see if his other car was on the what is an HH?
Hoosier Harvestor.
Hoosier Harvestor.
Hoosier Harvest sick video on February 13th?
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Is that it?
Yep.
Sidebar conference concluded.
Sir, were you in an interview with Mr. Allen when he stated he didn't remember which way he took to the trail?
I was in the interview. Could you repeat the question, please?
Were you in an interview with Mr. Allen when he stated he didn't remember which way he took to the trail? Jury questions of Stephen Mullins.
Yes. He did say that once.
Mr. McClelland.
I don't have any questions, Judge.
Mr. Baldwin.
Would the videotaped interview show that, what you just said, that he said he didn't remember?
It would show that, yes.
No other questions. Jury questions of Stephen Mullins.
Did you investigate how many black Ford Focus 2016 vehicles were registered to anyone in the Carroll County zip codes?
I did not.
Any follow-up, Mr. McClelland?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Baldwin.
No.
Did you look to see if his other car was on the Hoosier Harvest sick video on February 13, 17?
Yes, we did.
Mr. McClelland.
Did you see it on the Hoosier Harvestor video on February 13th of 2017, his other vehicle?